The Nikon Z6 III stands as a testament to Nikon's ongoing commitment to innovation and versatility in the ever-competitive world of mirrorless cameras. At its core, this camera is designed to bridge the gap between professional performance and enthusiast accessibility, delivering a package that appeals to a broad spectrum of photographers and videographers alike. Priced at around $2,500 for the body alone, the Z6 III is positioned squarely in the mid-range segment of the market, but its feature set and capabilities often rival those of far pricier flagship models. Starting with its design and build, the Z6 III feels instantly familiar to anyone who's handled previous Nikon Z series cameras, yet subtle refinements elevate the shooting experience. The camera measures approximately 5.5 by 4.0 by 2.9 inches, and tips the scales at about 1.7 pounds with the battery and memory card installed. This slight increase in size and weight compared to its predecessor, the Z6 II, is primarily due to a more substantial hand grip. This ergonomic improvement is especially welcome for those using larger, heavier lenses, offering a more secure and comfortable hold during extended shoots. The magnesium alloy chassis is robust and weather-sealed to the same high standard as Nikon's more premium Z8 model. This means the Z6 III is well-equipped to handle challenging environments, from dusty deserts to rainy city streets, ensuring that creators can focus on their craft rather than worrying about their gear. The button layout is intuitive and highly customizable, with most controls conveniently placed for one-handed operation. Dual memory card slots, one for CF Express Type B or XQD cards, and one for UHS-2 SDXC cards, provide both speed and flexibility for storage, while the EN-EL15C battery delivers a respectable 390 shots via the LCD or 340 through the EVF, according to CIPA standards. For those needing even more stamina, the optional MB-N14 power grip extends shooting time and improves vertical shooting ergonomics. A significant upgrade comes in the form of the display system. The Z6 III now features a fully articulated 3.2-inch LCD, replacing the previous tilt-only design. This is a boon for vloggers, solo filmmakers, and anyone who needs to shoot from unconventional angles, though some stills photographers may continue to prefer the simplicity of a tilt screen. The electronic viewfinder is, without exaggeration, one of the best in its class. With a resolution of 5.76 million dots, 4,000 nits of peak brightness, and support for the DCI P3 color gamut, it offers a viewing experience that is both sharp and vibrant, making it easier to judge focus and exposure in a variety of lighting conditions. Under the hood, the Z6 III debuts a novel 24.5-megapixel partially stacked CMOS sensor, an industry first in consumer cameras. This design strikes a balance between the lightning-fast performance of fully stacked sensors, like those found in the Z8 and Z9, and the cost-effectiveness that broadens its appeal. Image quality is excellent, with vibrant, true-to-life colors and impressive noise control up to ISO 25600, ensuring strong results in low-light environments. The native ISO range spans from 100 to 64,000, expandable all the way up to 24800 for extreme situations. However, this partially stacked sensor does come with a trade-off. Dynamic range at base ISO is about one stop less than the Z6 II, measuring in at approximately 10.5 to 11.5 stops. This reduction is most noticeable in high-contrast scenes, such as dramatic landscapes where detail in both shadows and highlights is crucial. For most real-world shooting, especially at ISO 800 and above, the Z6 III performs on par with or slightly outpaces its predecessor. Moire, or the interference pattern seen in fine textures, remains a minor issue, particularly when using super-sharp Z-mount lenses, an artifact carried over from earlier Z6 models. For those needing even more resolution, pixel shift shooting can combine multiple exposures to create 96 megapixel images, provided the subject is static and the camera remains motionless. Perhaps the most substantial leap forward comes in the realm of autofocus and overall performance. Powered by the advanced X-Speed 7 processor, the same engine found in the flagship Z8 and Z9, the Z6 III's autofocus system is fast, intelligent, and highly adaptable. With 273 focus points in single-point AF, or 299 in auto area AF, the camera covers nearly the entire frame, ensuring reliable subject acquisition wherever your subject may be. 3D tracking, a feature once reserved for Nikon's top-tier cameras, makes its way to the Z6 III, allowing it to deftly lock onto moving subjects, whether they're people, pets, birds, vehicles, or airplanes. Subject detection is impressively sticky, rivaling the performance of the Canon EOS R6 Mark II and outpacing the Sony A7 IV in many scenarios. Even when shooting through obstacles or in complex environments, the Z6 III keeps pace, though occasional misses can occur, an inevitability in challenging conditions. A particularly thoughtful addition is subject tracking with manual focus lenses. The camera highlights when the subject comes into focus, making vintage and legacy glass far more practical for fast-paced work. High-speed shooting is another forte. The Z6 III offers up to 20 frames per second in RAW using the electronic shutter, 60 frames per second in full-resolution JPEG, and an astonishing 120 frames per second in JPEG with the DX crop mode. The buffer is nearly limitless when using fast CF Express cards, making this camera a dream for action photographers. While some rolling shutter distortion is present when using the electronic shutter, switching to the mechanical shutter, capable of 14 frames per second, virtually eliminates this issue, making the Z6 III well-suited for sports and wildlife photography. For video creators, the Z6 III is nothing short of a powerhouse. It supports internal 6K 60p RAW capture, 5.4K 60p in YUV, and 4K video oversampled from 6K for razor-sharp detail. Professionals will appreciate the depth of format support, including ProRes RAW HQ, ProRes 422 HQ, H.265, and H.264 in 12-bit RAW or 10-bit log. The fully articulated screen and 8-stop in-body image stabilization, which even allows for focus point-specific stabilization, make handheld video shooting smoother than ever. Some minor flickering can be observed in deep shadows at high ISOs when shooting in RAW or log, but this is unlikely to affect most users or typical shooting scenarios. While 8K recording is absent, the available 6K resolution provides ample flexibility for cropping and reframing in post-production. When stacked up against its main competitors, the Canon EOS R6 Mark II and Sony A7 IV, the Z6 III holds its own admirably. It matches or surpasses the Canon in autofocus speed and video capability, and its burst rates and video specs outpace those of the Sony, though the latter may still have a slight edge in dynamic range at base ISO. The Z6 III's autofocus system is a quantum leap over the Z6 II, bringing it closer than ever to Nikon's flagship Z8, albeit at a more accessible price and with a more manageable 24.5 mm sensor. Like any camera, the Z6 III is not without its drawbacks. The reduced dynamic range at low ISO may deter dedicated landscape photographers, and the price increase over the now discounted Z6 II may be hard to justify for those with less demanding needs. Moire remains an occasional nuisance, and while subject detection is advanced, there's currently no dedicated bird AF mode, though firmware updates may add this feature. In summary, the Nikon Z6 III is a compelling all-rounder that excels in action, wildlife, portrait, and video work, offering near-flagship performance in a compact and robust package. Its blend of speed, autofocus prowess, and video capability makes it one of the most attractive options in the full-frame mirrorless market today. For enthusiasts and semi-professionals seeking a powerful, flexible tool, or for anyone upgrading from earlier Z6 models, the Z6 III represents a smart and future-proof investment.